Hey there, Jackie here, and today's video, I really want to talk to you about 5 things to find out about a potential partner. Okay, hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about, 5 things that you need to find out about a potential partner. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to be able to find these all out on the first date, but you really need to make sure that they're on your radar. Right. And so you want to make it conversational. You don't want to make dating like an interview, but especially middle-aged dating, there's an intention there. Time is of the essence. We've learned a lot. We're ready to, find our life partner. And so there's a lot of things that are really important that you discover. And so let's go over those now, and then you'll be in a good position to decide whether or not it's a good idea to continue to see him or not. Okay, the first one on the top of my list is, has he done any personal growth work? So you can't really say, hey, have you done any personal growth work? I don't recommend saying it like that, but the conversations could be like, what's your favorite thought leader? What's your favorite author? What's your favorite, like, um, deep book that you've read? Like for me, I love the name, I just forgot the name of it. The Untethered Soul. There we go. That is such an awesome book, and it's extremely difficult to read if you haven't read other books like that. I'm not going to go into what the book's about. You can find it yourself, but it's a great book. And so just, I think that personal growth is so important, that we continue on a path, in our life, on growing and evolving. And if the man that you're talking to hasn't really done any personal growth, or doesn't really know any authors that or doesn't even have any idea about these things, it's probably going to be really hard for you to grow together. So maybe you have different experiences that brought you to a similar path. It doesn't really matter who those people are that you followed or he's followed. It's just important that there's a recognition that there's some personal work that's done, and there's a continuation of that. Okay, let's move on to the next tip about finding out things about a potential partner that are important to you. Now, the second one is a little more delicate, but it might come up organically. But you need to find out if does he have work or other means? And this is really important to women, especially over 60, right? Maybe you're retired, maybe you're going to be retiring. So maybe the guy you're talking to is retired, and you don't really know what his situation is. And the reason why I suggested this is important to find this out, it's because it's not like you're looking for somebody to bail you out or to be rescued. It's not like that at all, because I know men watch this channel, they're going to say, Jackie. So what I'm saying, to be clear, is things happen to us as we age and we get older. There's different things that we need to do to take care of our bodies, to take care of our living situation. So you need to know if there's some income there that's going to support that aging process. And so I think it's a fair thing to find out, and I think it's important to find out. And then just remember, be prepared to always answer these questions yourself. So give it some thought, how you're going to articulate your means if you don't work, or if you're retired, without revealing too much. You really just need to reveal just enough that that kind of answers the question, but doesn't tell the whole story until you get to know him better, and he proves to be trustworthy and his intentions are good. Okay, so the next thing that you need to find out about is core values or belief systems. Those are really important because they show up, and we also need to know what guidance system is your potential date following. For me, I think it's important to first of all, the first 2 things are important to me, is finding out, what personal work they've done. And if they haven't, seeing if they're interested, if that's something that they would get on a path with you about, if they have if they're drawn to that. And then, of course, what kind of means they have. But this next one, the values and their guidance system, it's going to lead to deeper conversations. It's going to be something that you turn to when things maybe get challenging, or when you need more support emotionally speaking. And you really need to make sure that you have similar philosophies. You don't have to have the exact same philosophy, but I think it's important that you have a similar philosophy, because that's going to really, again, it's all about building a relationship. It's about becoming closer and intimacy, right? Building the connection. So you need to be at least have a similar school of thought. I just find it's really hard to be in a relationship or talk to somebody that can't even articulate what their values are or what their philosophy is, what their belief systems are. So make sure you're bringing questions forward that would create some conversations around that, and be ready to share that. And so, how would I share that? I would say, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual, and I really rely on my connection to my source, my innate intelligence, my connection to the universe and all that amazing energy. And I try to keep it light because I don't want to sound too wooey. But my feelings are my guidance system. I'm really connected in the now, and I meditate, and I'm practicing a life of mindfulness. So that's might be how I would say that in a kind of in a couple different ways, but you kind of get the gist of it, right? So maybe practice saying how you're going to articulate that so that you can ask that question in return and see the kind of response that you get. Okay, so the next piece is really important, especially when you're moving into, looking at it, getting into a deep, committed relationship. You really need to know, what did he learn from his past relationship? Not his relationship history. You're looking for his personal responsibility. You're looking to see how much accountability he'll take. And responsibility is what I really mean. How much responsibility he's going to take for his role in his past relationship. And so I like that question. So what's the biggest lesson you learned from your divorce? And I think it's a great question. I think it's a fair question. And we have to ask these questions again. It really saves you a lot of time and heartache to really be more clear up front in all of your conversations and interactions, especially when you're online dating. It's a perfect opportunity and the platform for you to actually ask these questions, because when online dating is a little different, obviously, than dating in real life. Dating in real life, when you meet somebody, the questions kind of come in different phases, but online dating has a benefit. It allows you to ask these questions pretty much up front, because everybody's already stated their intention that they're on there to meet somebody for whatever reason they designate long-term dating for fun. Excuse me. And so make sure you don't feel bad about asking these questions. It's you have a right to know, and you don't want to waste your precious time. So what did you learn from your last relationship? And I think you should give it some soul searching to make sure that you have something that's, that is really genuine, because it's an opportunity for you to create a deeper connection by being vulnerable, by being authentic. Authenticity is the best dating strategy that I can share with you. And this is an opportunity not to overshare, but to share from your heart. And you can add a little bit about what happened, but remember, you don't want to ever talk about your ex on a first date, for sure. So now, before we go on, I want to make sure that you're aware that you are invited to join my Inner Circle membership community by clicking on the link in the box below. I've opened the doors to this program where you can join. It's ongoing. And what we're doing there is supporting you, being in touch with me and my coaches. We've got an incredible amount of courses. We have a Facebook group. We have group calls, Q&A calls. You can ask me anything. It's very, very supportive. And I know that it's going to fast track wherever you are, move you forward much more quickly. So don't pass up this opportunity to work with me directly and move yourself forward. Okay, let's go on to the final tip that I want to share with you. This one's really interesting. Does he have a lot of the same sex friends? Now, what I mean by that is, if you go onto his Facebook or his Instagram or his Twitter or whatever, which I recommend that you do a little scouting. It's not really stalking. I mean, you're a wise woman, right? You wouldn't be watching this channel if you weren't. It's just about you being wise and being savvy. So you're going to do a little investigating. You're going to see if he's got a bunch of women on his Facebook profile. Probably has a lot of same-sex friends. And I'm not really sure if that's a good idea for you. That kind of says that he might just be a player, or he might have commitment issues, or he's not really serious as he says he is when you talk to him, or what he said on his profile. So go in there and check out his scene and see who his friends are. If he's got a healthy mix, then I think it's a good thing. If there's too many female friends, you might want to just next him, because you're just going to possibly become one of them. Okay, I hope this video helped you. Make sure you leave a comment in the box below, and there's also a list of all the makeup, the hair, the jewelry, the clothes in the comment if you're interested in finding more about that. And post a question or a comment or a topic suggestion about a video that you think that you would benefit from me making for you, because I want to make this channel relevant and really support you. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.